To be explaining to you about the version update for the school's operation system lah. So just take this as an announcement that Telebot is making so that everybody is updated on the newest version of the operation system at Telebot. Okay, so firstly is that I would like to explain a little bit on the 3.0 post-COVID version and the 4.0 AI first version. So for the post-COVID version, one of the most important thing that we realized was that we ran in the hybrid version. So as you can see in this sandbox, we have the offline and also the online classes that was running simultaneously. And then it was that sandbox 3.0, okay, or 3.0 version is very class-based, all right. It's very class-based, and that then we also figured out that the parents, they prefer the personalized learning over the cohort learning. So once running the 3.0 version, then we came up with a 4.0 AI first version. So for this version, we did quite a few updates. Firstly, we unified the lessons. You can see the unifying of the lessons, meaning that we have created only the Telebot core program in each of the programs available at Telebot. So that means, for example, if I were to go to program F and I were to go to lessons over here, we can see that we have lesson 1 right up to lesson 24 in available for the students to study. All right. So that is one of the major changes that we made in the 4.0 version. And then we have the permanent dedicated instructor. So this means that if we look at the Sandbox 4.0, right, what happens is that Sandbox 4.0 is a more instructor-based learning rather than class-based. So this is Sandbox 3.0, where you can see we arrange classes and then we have the instructors. But then in the Sandbox 4.0, we have instructors, and each of the instructor, for example, Somya is in charge of her own students over here. So it's more of instructor based students, and this also helps the instructor be more responsible towards their students lah. Okay, so after that we have the personalized and self-direct learning in the 4.0 AI first version. So this means that the students are able to study based on their own pace, and they are able to do as many lessons as they want, and they can always ask guidance from the AI or from the teachers when they meet them. Let me explain to you what is the main differences between the 3.0 and the 4.0. Now note that these differences will only be affected to the students that are coming offline, okay, but then they will be learning with the online teachers. All right. So firstly, um, in the 3.0, as we know, the cohort sessions, we have the main instructor and then the facilitators. But then in the 4.0, it consists of dedicated instructors. Again, that means each instructor is responsible for their own students. Now, for the 3.0, we have two kinds of teaching plans, where we have the cohort and also the PL teaching plan. But then for the 4.0, we only have one kind of teaching plan, which is the personalized learning. Now, personalized learning does not mean that the cohort students, the cohort classes will be changed. Personalized learning means that it does not change the way the cohort class operates. Personalized learning means that the students, for example, in a cohort class, they have all their lessons over here, lesson 1 to lesson 24, right? It means that the students are given all their materials. Okay, for example, like when we are in school, we are given the textbook and we can learn as much as we want to. But then we can go back to the class and we can ask the teachers on, if we don't understand certain questions or we don't understand certain concepts. So that is what personalized learning means in a cohort setting. Okay, so this is a little bit about the way of learning. And then now let's talk about the dashboard. So in the dashboard, if you recall, okay, the dashboard is basically, last time in the 3.0 session, we have certain classes, past classrooms. If you look at this, we have the naming of the classes like this: Saturday 5 to 7, Saturday 10 to 12, and etc. But then now in the current classrooms, we have the Teleboard Core program. So in this Teleboard Core program, since all the lessons are already available, the cohort classes do not have to exactly do one lesson per time. Okay, one lesson per week. So that is the difference between the offline. So for the dashboard in the 3.0, if some of you remember, we have one lesson per week for the dashboard where we have to upload in the classroom that have namings like this. But now in 4.0, our classroom names are all the same. Our program names are all the same. It's called Teleboard Core program. So again, in this Teleboard Core program, all the 24 lessons are available for the students. So that means the teachers do not have to worry on doing one lesson per week for their classes. And then we have the Zoom session. So as you all already are familiar, uh, the Zoom session now, we only have one link which is available to all students and all teachers, and we have dedicated breakout rooms for each teacher so that the students can enter and they can learn with their permanent teachers. And then we have another change, okay, from the 3.0 to the 4.0, and it's about quality instructors. So for the quality instructors, right, we were restricted, okay, in 3.0 to hire full time, and also we could not hire full time offline teachers because of the location constraints. But then now in the 4.0 format, in the 4.0 AI first version, we have an advantage because we hire teacher based on their experiences instead of their location. So the teachers can be anywhere, okay, as long as they have the proper qualifications, proper experience, they can teach with us. All right. And then now I would like to introduce to you the chatbot. Most of the teachers know this functionality in our dashboard, but then we are not really aware of it, and also the students are not really aware of this. So since the students are given all the access to the 24 lessons, right? When they are without the teachers, when the teachers are not there with them, how can they learn or how can they ask questions? Is that they can ask the questions to the Ask Telebot chatbot. All right, so you can introduce this Ask Telebot chatbot to your students. And for example, if a student wants to ask questions about Scratch, you can always come here and ask questions. Okay, can you explain loops to me? Okay, something like this. So we can always ask, uh, we can always remind our students that they have the AI to help them even when the teacher is not present. Okay. And last but not the least is about a community manager. So I'm sure all of you are wondering, like, how will the offline student learn online, and will there be anyone to observe them? Yes, there will be a community manager to observe. Her name is Joanna, and she'll be on site at PMP to observe all the students. Her job is basically to, uh, help the students with technical difficulties, to help the teachers. If the students are not responding in class, you can always just message her in the WhatsApp, in the Telebot WhatsApp, and she will check on your students for you. So this is a little bit about the 3.0 and the 4.0 of the dashboard. As part of what I would like to explain, okay, so we are currently doing like a testing period to observe how this works with the students. All right. So there will be two hosts, okay, two moderators, you can say. There will be me and Fatiha. So, for example, this, by the way, this activity that we are going to do is only and only applicable for the teachers who are handling offline students. That means the students are available in PMP and they are tuning in online for their class. Okay. So if you do not have any students like that, you may as well skip this part. It is okay. So for students, for teachers who are observing students who are offline, so either me or Fatiha will be coming in, all right? And our job here is to observe, to jot down information, and to collect feedbacks from the students itself on how they find the classes, all right? And then for the teachers, for your part, please take note that you will be asked by one of us to give a little self introduction to the students, all right, and also to talk to the students about their progress, ask them about their chapters they're struggling with, or which project that they like so much. Just communicating with them is very important. So the reason why we are doing this is to get the students to feel a little bit more comfort with their new teachers, because we don't want a sudden change to happen to the student like immediately. So this is a little bit of change, and don't worry, the offline team, me, Fatiha, and also Gio, we will be focusing on the student. We'll be actually seeing how they are working, like their body language, their concentration level, and if they are focusing in class or not. So those are like our tasks to do, and we will be doing that, and we will be providing feedback to you as well on everything that is happening with the class. Okay, so yes, this is all for this video, and I hope I have explained to my so that is all for this video. I hope that you are able to understand the main differences between your sandbox, between version 3.0 and also 4.0. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to message me, Anisha, and I will be more than happy to help you with your classes. Thank you.